Thanks for tuning in to the first audio-only edition of Another Stupid Podcast with I'm Jacob Worthington, and that's John Martin, and join us on this journey.
Yeah, when you hear the audio coming up, it's going to be in the middle of talks about a video game. So buckle up, buckaroos.
Yeah, it's a great talk. See y'all later.
I stayed up till like 5 o'clock in the morning to complete it, and it was.
I know.
It was so great. I had a great
doing
fucking
like
time.
6-hour long raids.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that was fun because you had people at work that you'd come together after work.
I'm kind of hoping like that's how Anthem's gonna be, but we'll see.
Yeah. Well, no, Destiny. That was my first PS4 game. I got the Destiny white PS4 console.
Nice.
I was like, this is awesome. Yeah. And I remember, like, I could sit down if I was like done for the night, and I didn't have anything.
Plug that in there.
Yeah. And I was like done for the night. I was straight up. It was a game where I could like grind a little bit, do some story, or then do whatever free roaming stuff was, and put on some like soundtracks or something. Yeah. So like I listened to like this thing called OC Remix, Overclocked Remix. It's basically a website that open sources collaborations for video game music. And like, so they cover basically a bunch of covers for like Donkey Kong, Legend of Zelda, Mario, Metroid, all these video games. And so I would just listen to a bunch of like Pokemon soundtrack stuff.
Fucking beautiful.
It was amazing.
It's hype, yeah.
And I was like, I had fun with that at first, but then you see the end game of Destiny. I was like, that's not much.
And then you have to wait. See, that's the thing.
Then you wait for the first DLCs. I was like, I sold it first.
Yeah.
Then I was stupid. I bought Taken King.
I don't blame you one bit, because I would almost guarantee they wanted that to happen.
Exactly. They didn't think of it initially, but basically what's coming out is that Jim Sterling,
Destiny Battle Royale.
No, they probably. I wouldn't doubt it. That's what everyone's doing right now. Is they're jumping on
the hot thing.
They're jumping on the Battle Royale thing, hoping that they can finally dethrone Fortnite, which
Apex looks like it did.
Apex is
another thing. Why I'm sorry, I'm interrupting you.
You're fine.
That's another reason why.
Talking to this.
Okay. That's another reason why. Are we recording this? Okay. So that's another reason. That's another reason why I'm excited for Anthem, because it's not a fucking battle royale.
I know.
That's my big thing. And man, I know after EA released Apex, they're like, this is it. We're gonna. This is it.
We've got ourselves back in. Boys.
Yeah. He's like, we're battle royales now. That's what we're gonna do.
I'll tell you something. EA royally fucked up Star Wars.
Yeah, I know.
Not just for me, but for everyone. And the sad thing is now they still do DLC.
Mm-hmm.
The DLC
for Battlefront 2.
Battlefront 2.
Oh my gosh!
Here's the thing. You know what it is? It's like a pack or two of there's like 1 or 2 maps and like a new character. And they're doing the Clone Wars era stuff, so they're getting like young Obi-Wan.
Do they charge you for that?
No, it's free, but no one buys the game much anymore. Yeah. Like it's such a low, desolate, Yeah,
I want to see the stats on how bad. Honestly, though, I kind of I remember playing Battlefront with my cousin, and it was like Battlefront came from like a place where it was supposed to be split screen. Right. Maybe like you were never. Battlefront's not a game that's designed to be online. And it's so hard to do it, especially with the heroes.
The online aspect that you do, if you remember old Battlefront 2, where you did play online with a bunch of people, but you're just blasting everything repeatedly. And that's all it was. It was a frenzy. It wasn't like a calculated, time to get the snipe. Time to get this quick kill. It's not Call of Duty. It's not. Totally not Call of Duty. In fact, it was third person.
Yeah, all the Battlefronts were, weren't they?
Yeah, they're all third person.
You can do first person.
And you had you could do aim down the sights on some guns, but it was very classy. You specifically have an engineer for vehicles. You have someone that does heal. You have the sniper. You have the standard trooper.
You could rotate through. That scream is so good. Oh my God. I love Battlefront. Was a great game, but it definitely is a game that's supposed to be like you and your older brother or somebody your friend from school, sitting on a couch and playing together. I think that was my biggest critique of the game was now it's just Star Wars Battle or Star Wars Call of Duty. It's not.
Yeah. Oh,
is she setting up?
She ain't working.
Uh-oh.
Well, I'll give Jesse. We'll have to figure out the
big mic
MacBook deal.
The big mic.
But I'll give him a big mic. He'll have to hold it like this. It's a great mic. It sounds great. His voice will sound wonderful. Immaculate. It'll be easier to have his audio and our audio because we have this line at the same time. So like our audio going through this will be okay. He'll have his audio going through the MacBook on its own. The thing is, I'll have to sync.
Right.
Which will be easy to sync with the video because it's like clap, clap, done. So that's fine. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to get like later on get like a little handy recorder to just do pure audio and not have to use a computer. But that's fine.
You seen Sekiro, dude?
No.
It's the
Shadows
game.
Yeah, Shadows Die Twice. Is that coming out next month?
March 21st. It's literally a month after Anthem, which is another reason why I don't mind getting Anthem.
Yeah.
Because if it bombs, I'll have Sekiro to fall back on.
Well, do you know, kind of, it's not really related, but it's video game still. PlayStation 4, not PlayStation, Sony in general. Sony was like, yeah, I don't think we'll be doing much E3 this year. Because they're like, June is not a good time anymore to announce releases for games now because it doesn't give you enough time in the holiday season to plan.
That's true, yeah.
So it's like, okay. But they'll basically do their own. They're going to do their own thing. The PlayStation Now or whatever.
They're doing like their own conference?
Well, it's not like a conference, but it's like their own like little event where it's like, hey guys, come today and tomorrow, and we're going to talk about games.
That's exciting.
Yeah. So they said they should do it in February. It is February. I guess they are doing it this month.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'll watch it.
And they've done it before. That's how they announced the PS4.
They finally
PlayStation
announced Bloodborne 2.
Yeah.
I hope so bad.
Yeah.
John, you don't understand how bad I want Bloodborne 2.
No, do you sound like you really want it?
I love Bloodborne. Bloodborne's like one of my all-time favorite games.
Yeah.
Just because of the aesthetic and the movement is so.
It's a Dark Souls but cooler setting.
Yes, and it's so fast.
Yeah.
It's when you get good at Dark Souls, you feel good and you know like, oh, I've earned this. But when you get good at Bloodborne, you're like, I am a god in this world. I
still am. I really am recording this.
Yeah.
I was talking. I figure this will be extra audio for later down.
Yeah. I like it.
How do I use an external mic with GarageBand?
Oh.
Smart controls.
You need to have an mic. You need an Apple mic, otherwise it won't pick up. Don't you know that?
Yeah, right.
You need to download.
Yeah, fucking right.
And update it.
No, this computer's updated.
Yeah.
We've recorded the first.
Is that her computer from school?
No, she bought it.
Oh.
Yeah. We recorded an episode. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, we did. I remember.
Like, unless it somehow picked up through this.
Yeah, there's no way. No, because I even pulled away from the mic and I
even did the.
Yeah.
I remember that. So I don't know. I don't know.
It's Butters. Do you like South Park?
I sure do, bud.
South Park's so good,
dude. Like, it's still going.
It is.
Didn't they just end up a season though?
They did just finish a season, I think so.
See, they put a thing that says cancel South Park
at the end of every episode on the season. They were like, cancel South Park. I think they genuinely were trying. They were like, welcome to cancel culture. If you're going to cancel anything, you should cancel South Park.
Yeah,
but they haven't. They're still kicking.
I guess that's the thing. I haven't heard people talking enough about them, so I thought like, oh no, South Park is dying.
Yeah.
But they still pull astronomical numbers for Comedy Central.
Really?
Yep. That's why. I mean, that's exactly why. And you got to think they made 2 video games.
Do they factor in like Hulu views?
Yeah,
because they upload every episode immediately after it airs. They put it on Hulu.
They put it on Hulu on their website, but is now use Hulu to site or whatever host it. But yeah,
Hulu and you do. I don't know.
Yeah, have Hulu and Netflix. Obviously, watch the fire festivals. The fire festivals. Now, South Park, like. I remember watching them without Hulu.
Yeah.
Like on their website.
Yeah.
It was like, hey, here's all.
Back in the day.
Yeah. I would go on my PS3 and go on the web browser. I'd be like, I need to watch South Park.
I need South Park.
There's a website just for South Park episodes, whereas people like would host and mirror episodes for it. And then there's a website I did for King of the Hill.
Nice. Yeah.
Because King of the Hill was off Netflix eventually. Which now it's back on Hulu.
It's on Hulu, yeah.
It's on Hulu. Best decision ever.
Bobby. King of the Hill is so classic.
I know. Do you think Bob's Burgers and King of the Hill is the same? Think about who the dads are and how the moms act and who the kids are.
I think they're similarly set up, but a lot of it I think has to do with like their location in the country. Because the Belchers definitely act much more like people on the East Coast, right? Like northeastern coast, which is where they are, right? Am I not?
Yeah.
And then I'd say they are similar, but they are like the environment is very different, right? So like Hank definitely acts more like a Texas man, and Bob is still the same like patriarch figure, and but he definitely behaves much more like a New England man.
Yeah.
But the kids are also way different. Maybe Gene is similar to Bobby. You can't deny that. There's some striking. Dude, Bob's Burgers amazes me at how much they're able to put out and how hilarious they remain. There is not an episode of Bob's Burgers I've ever watched and been like, they could have done better.
Yeah.
They just keep pumping it out, and and I guess the same goes for King of the Hill. I've never really watched an episode of King of the Hill and been like, I wish I didn't watch that.
Yeah. No, I've watched every single. I think at one point I've illegally torrented the whole series. And I've watched legitimately. I have my computer play in the background, or if I was just sitting on my computer desk for a while, I would just watch King of the Hill.
It's hilarious.
Chronologically. It's great. Even the last seasons where it's like they added another new character, it's new animation now because it's all digital computer. Like they went to HD and they did fine still. I think that he had a little bit of culture shock with the new technologies and stuff. Because if you go back, they joked about like the original computers in Y2K, and then it's like by the time they finished up, it's like what 2010, 2012.
I don't know when it stopped airing.
I think 2010 or something, and they finally feels like, okay, we're done after this many seasons, and it's like wow. And now people wonder, what would King of the Hill do now in this political climate or during the whole Obama era? I think they wouldn't.
I don't think they'd have been as much involved in politics. I mean, they never were they would do like little quips, but they were never a particularly political show. He
was very like standing for the right thing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like tropes and like stereotypes of the quintessential white Texan.
Yeah.
The Southern white man, but Southern white father at least. But
Hank, even in like the early days, Hank always does like the right thing socially. Like he's always like even when they introduce like the Asian characters, they show where Hank like doesn't know exactly what to do, but in the end it's still like they work out and they are like, and
it's not like Hank doesn't care about him being Asian. He just doesn't like him being a jerk.
Yeah, because Khan is an asshole, and that's
very much a jerk. Which is also a play on like the stereotypes of like Asians and the response that they probably have when dealing with racism.
And they never get along particularly well, but they definitely coexist together, which I think that's very, very of the era coming out of the 90s. Because the 90s, from my understanding, because I was born in 96, so my what I know of the 90s is much different. But my understanding is like the 90s was very much an era of like tolerance and being like, all right, we all have to be here together. I don't care what you do, but we all have to be here together. So
right.
I don't here lately. It's like, it's not tolerant at all. It's like we only tolerate what we think is the right thing, and everything else should go jump off a cliff.
It's regressed to the point where it's like you need to stand with these.
We brought it full circle with cancel culture, talking about South Park.
Yeah, because South Park, they're neutral. They shit on everything.
Yeah, they do.
And I mean, there's stuff that they've said they're like, we shouldn't have. maybe we shouldn't have gone that hard or do something. But it's like, whenever you're making comedy, I mean, in comedy, the joke, I mean, the thing is, it's either all okay, or none of it's okay. And people don't like that conception. Like, no, there should be boundaries. But then it's like, if you put a boundary on comedy, are you stifling it now? Are you pressing?
We were talking about
art?
I mean, obviously, every time I hear none of it's okay, the first time I heard it was you, and we were talking about like using the N-word. And it's interesting that you brought that up because I was watching Trigger Warning, and Killer Mike does this thing where he like puts together this super group of like everybody from different political backgrounds and all this other stuff. And there's a couple of black people in it, and there's specifically one white guy who voted for like Donald Trump, and he's like this crazy guy, and he's like super proud that he's working with a bunch of black people, and he's like, yeah, you know, I think in the Civil War, the wrong side lost. And like, so that's like the kind of guy he is. And then he gets in the booth and starts laying down his rap, and he refers to himself as a white N-word. And like, they show where they all hash it out. But by the end of it, they're all like, whatever, freedom of speech. You can say it, I guess. Doesn't mean you should say it.
No. But yeah. He definitely, I mean.
It is. Oh, it's cringeworthy for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing with it. Like, I think there's obviously with stuff like that. No, I don't think anybody should ever face legal repercussions. Repercussions, right. Nobody should ever face legal repercussions for like making a joke or saying something like that. However, I do think like it's a matter of tact to understand, like, and whenever you're doing a show like South Park, you're intentionally trying to be as gross as you can be.
Right.
That's like, it is very much shock humor. So every time they go for it, everybody's like, oh, you know what they're doing. That's the joke. That's the goof.
Right.
It's all about like, I do think like, I don't know. Like I said, I don't think anybody should ever be like reprimanded for making an ill-timed joke. But I do think, like, culturally, we should be like, maybe not, bud.
You know, freedom to say it, but think about your moral responsibility is like, maybe that's not smart to say, or maybe that's not something you'd want to say.
Yeah.
I think we do have freedoms with each other to say, you know, you can say like, that's not cool. Like, shitting on gay people. It's like, that's not cool. Like,
yeah, it's not really.
You know,
see, that's another thing. Like with the James Gunn thing, what he said wasn't cool. Now, obviously, because it's not cool. But back then, that was like hilarious. Everybody was making jokes about gay people. Have you watched some of the sitcoms from then? That's like,
have you seen Eddie Murphy Raw?
Yeah.
You know?
like, and no, it's not cool now. But should people lose their entire careers because of a fad that they followed?
No.
I mean, I think it's so silly that they fired James.
Well, there's a lot of context with what he said and how Twitter worked and what his audience was.
Yeah, it was a much different platform at the time.
It was a lot different. I wish I was on Twitter longer.
Now. Let's go ahead and go to the extreme and talk about Kevin Hart.
Okay.
Where he recently said that if his son was gay, he would like beat the gay out of him or something. He said he was going to gay bash his son. That was
which, if it's a joke on absurdity of hating on gay people in general, that's fine. But there was some truth to that. There was some sense of
it was definitely
there's some reality to that.
Yeah, he was like, I just don't think it's right.
No, and
then Ellen was like, Ellen gave him a gay pass. She went on
gay pass.
She exchanged the gay pass for the N-word pass on that one. That's what it was.
They just went backdoor. And was like, all right, you got one. And she's like, well, you got this one now. Dang.
I've never thought Kevin Hart was particularly funny anyway.
I never thought Ellen was funny. Have you seen that one Ellen stand-up special that was on Comedy Central years ago? This was probably peak.
Elaine DeGeneres.
Ellen DeGeneres. Now, this is post Finding Nemo or during Finding Nemo.
Nice.
But she had...
Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming.
Yikes, we're going to get copy striked.
Can we get copy striked for singing a song?
No. It's you get demonetized. I don't know. They'll copyright claim. They won't copyright strike.
Right.
They'll
claim it if
they'll claim the money though because they think that you're trying to.
But it's parody. It's transformative in nature. It's obviously not theirs.
Oh no, YouTube is completely fucked, and I think one day we might see that coming in the future, which is fine. I don't care. Yeah. I want to toe the YouTube line as much as we can, while still being funny.
Yeah, definitely.
Like I know YouTube is censoring and all that stuff, but like. I don't care. Give me as much views as I can. Give me as much content as I can. Eventually, we'll start selling merch, and
we can start do like Patreon and stuff.
Yeah, like
we definitely aren't.
We'll find other revenues of cash.
YouTube partnership.
Yeah, YouTube is the startup. YouTube is the groundwork.
Definitely.
Our media conglomerate will grow well after and beyond it, or not. And this
Maybe
is just all for naught.
No, dude, it was fun.
This has been fun.
It is fun. I enjoy it. It's a good. It's fun to do.
Yeah.
It's fun to watch. My mom's so proud.
We've been talking since I've been recording for 21 minutes.
Damn. Look at us go.
I know. This is good audio extra, though.
It is.
I'll post this. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, do it.
All right. I don't even think I'll censor it.
Don't. I mean, you can put it on SoundCloud, right?
Yeah.
We can put like a link to it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, because that's what the guys at work were talking about it. They're
SoundCloud,
like, they were like, where's the audio at it? Because like, it was a podcast, isn't it audio only? I was like, yeah, but I mean, it's more fun to like look at it. They're like, it needs to be audio only, and I was like, all right,
okay, yeah.
I feel bad for the guys at work because I'm like always pressuring them to watch, and they hang out with me all the damn time anyway.
So now they have to hear you and then go home and watch it more. Yeah. That's fun. That's fun though. I also whatever.
Dude, as soon as we get partnership, I'm gonna shit on my boss's car and quit.
We'll put a YouTube video out of
we got on it. We got partnership today, and the thumbnail's just me on the hood of the car,
just crapping all over, taking a nice old big one. I really have no clue what's going on with this thing.
Yeah,
like this is a microphone input. My computer recognizes us with a microphone input. Let me try the splitter. Let me see if the splitter's magical.
The splitter.
Stranger things have happened.
Stranger Things, my favorite Netflix show.
I never watched season 2.
I didn't either. Oh my god, twinsies. I won't do it because it reminds me of Paige.
Oh.
I know, isn't that sad?
I'll censor that name. No, she can listen to it.
Fuck it, let her listen. The other day I sent her a video.
Yeah.
You know that video? I've like just leaned into the meme.
Yeah.
And I sent her the video. This is so pathetic, but whatever. You know that video where it's like the woman on the phone and she's like, I love you and I miss you. Yeah, I sent her that video. So surely to God, if she opened it, she laughed a little, right?
Probably. So what am I doing wrong?
I love you. And I miss
you. Dang it. Yeah. Oh, God, Sarah hates that.
Does she?
She hates that video so much. She's like, stop it. She was under some real stress and heartache. I'm like, yeah, but it's still hilarious. And
I can't believe the guy that uploaded it, like, he's a dick, but
it's
damn.
A total dick.
Yeah.
But I've never seen the girl.
I don't know what she looks like,
No clue what she looks like, when it was made. No clue. Don't care.
Yeah, it's just the funny goof.
It's just a funny audio. Just great. I'll add that to a video.
Yeah, do it.
Just uninterrupted.
When the pimp's in the crib, ma, drop it like it's hot. I have heartburn now from this all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it hurt to live?
It hurts to be this cool.
It ain't easy being cheesy.
Can we watch the Donkey Kong cartoon? The CGI one.
Oh my god.
We should do like they do for
oh my
Mystery Science Theater. That would be so funny.
We just don't even like, we'll just look at the green screen.
Mm-hmm.
No, we could have a thing play and be like, what the hell is this?
Can we do that? Would it be like, would it get striked for having it up? Like,
no, I mean it might, but does Nintendo own it? Who owns that footage?
Rare, maybe?
They weren't smart about that.
It hurts being this cool. I just like the music in it. That's my favorite. Can you just recreate all the songs?
The terrible. I could.
Yeah.
I could just record myself playing it.
That's what we should do. Whenever we get a better camera, we should have Sarah like cameraman for us, and like I'll teach you how to like cook something, and then you could teach me how to play something.
I love it. It's like a golden banana.
Yeah, please God. God, it's so bad.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing.
You gotta think. This isn't like early 90s. This was nearly 2000.
Well, so like, was Jimmy Neutron happening?
Toy Story had already been out for 4 years.
No. And they put that out there for the world to see? They weren't even a little bit embarrassed? That's rough.
It's real
Have
rough.
you ever seen the like original pilot for Jimmy Neutron Galaxy Boy or whatever?
Yeah.
It's incredibly awful, but I love it.
Oh, I just recently saw old footage of Toy Story.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like old test footage where it's like different style. I think Woody was shorter with a bigger head.
Nice.
Buzz was not Buzz yet. He was some other name. And he was also a different design.
That's really cool. I would love to see. I think they should do documentaries on like watching things come to fruition at Disney or elsewhere, really. Just watching like from the very first time the idea is pitched. Like
to completion.
I find myself often like when I watch a movie, I'm like, I wish I was in the writer's room.
Yeah.
I say it more often for poopy movies because I think it would be hilarious to watch people like do that. But it would be really cool to like watch a movie get birthed.
Yeah. But Disney is very
secretive,
sealed, super sealed.
Have you heard the conspiracy theory? I watched the Shane Dawson conspiracy theory. Have you heard about how Disney just released a movie called Frozen, so that whenever you Google Disney's Frozen, instead of
pulling up Walt Disney's Frozen cryogenic, man, that is that's a heavy one. It's like I can't say that's wrong at all, but is it right? No.
I can't say that either. I just recently, have you heard about like? Somebody was telling me this because the Shane Dawson thing.
Right.
Have you heard about, like, there's this interview with Shane and some guy from InfoWars. And in the middle of the interview, Shane starts, like, jerking him off. And he's like, I just really love what you guys are doing here. I think y'all are just, like, super, super underappreciated and all this other stuff.
Oh, Shane's giving one up?
I guess.
Taking one for the team?
I guess. I don't know. It's just weird.
Pulling a fire festival?
I don't think, like, surely Shane Dawson, and, like, far be it for me to put him in a box or anything. It definitely seems like InfoWars is not. Because, like, InfoWars doesn't do like Shane does. Like, Shane goes through, and he's like, these are just theories. Yeah. We're just goofing.
It's just a game theory.
But InfoWars is like, no, the government hired a man to kill the kids at Sandy Hook. Like that, they say it, and they're not apologetic about it. They know what they're doing. They know they're like misleading people.
You know that one woman that went to the Grammys this year with Build the Wall?
No, I haven't heard about this.
She has the dress. She wears a dress, and it's like says "Keep America Great" or "Build the Wall" or "I support the wall." I forget. People like her, and like she made a song called "Make America Great Again," and it's like showing all these different people and stuff. I'm like, how much is of this is seriously people believing and putting their heart and soul into this ideology? The idea of what they're saying, and how much of it is they're capitalizing on gullible idiots.
Yeah.
And know how to advertise enough to make some marginal success out of it and ride the coattails.
Definitely. Because that's exactly what Alex Jones in InfoWars does. Like, he's such a freaking salesman. Like, have you ever seen the actual Turning the Freaking Frogs gay?
Yeah.
The full clip is like, he's all pissed off, and he's like, they're getting us, they're turning us into evil people. All right, now, if you are afraid of getting your testosterone sucked out of your butthole with the straw, go ahead and invest in my Vitamix nutrient supplement. It will make you the anti-beta. It will make you the alpha and the omega. You will be the strongest man ever. Look at this video of me. Have you seen I love the one where he's like, this is me, and this is me after Vita Vitamix anti-cuck. And And he's just like super red. Like,
he's not even bigger or small. He's just redder.
Yeah, he's just super
different
red.
lighting.
He's the worst.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking here. Like these people that are now running on the coattails of someone like Trump winning the election.
Like, do they really believe it?
They really believe it, and also, what will they do once he's gone?
Ooh, yeah.
What if he's gone in 2 years? What if this Russian investigation?
Then Alex Jones will run.
Yeah. I mean, then some people will go outraged and be like, "This is crazy! How dare you do this to him?"
Yeah.
But then once it dies down, we get a new regime. Something else happens. What are they going to do next? Are they going to keep on fighting the same idea? Are they going to still say build the wall? What happens when Trump's gone? There's still no wall. Do we still want a wall after that?
Yeah, like how married are you to his idea? Like, are you just sticking with it because you got to get the libtards, or?
And a lot of people are. They just want to get the libtards, and that's the thing right now is to get them as.
It definitely is. See, that's what I was nervous about. Like when Trump got elected, I was very worried that I was going to get sucked into this idea of like, I don't care what happens as long as it's not what he wants to happen. And I feel like that's what a lot of people do their politics off now is like, I don't really care about anything as long as it's not that other thing. I'm voting against things. I'm not voting for things. Yeah.
I think, and there's a lot of people that voted against him and not for Hillary. And I think that's what hurt Hillary. She didn't win enough people.
Gary Johnson. What's Aleppo? Have you ever seen the interview with Gary Johnson where they like ask him what he would do about Aleppo, and he's like, "What's Aleppo?"
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that guy. Is he from Ohio? No, that's Bob Kasich or whatever.
Yeah. I don't know where Gary's from. I know Gary really loves weed.
Is he a weed guy?
Yeah, he's a weed guy.
Yeah. Well, do you think libertarians would truly be for weed?
Yes, that's the mark of like libertarians. I've heard it said before, like from my cousin who has. I don't mean to like cite it or anything, but she went to school and has political science degree. So she says a libertarian is pretty much somebody who is conservative on all fronts, except they think that we should be able to smoke weed and they don't think the government should be able to stop it. And I'm like, well, I mean, I guess, I guess that's fun.
So are they also socially conservative? You think socially they'd be liberal and then government?
Like have a tight belt around the government. That would, that'd make a lot of sense.
Do you think that would be the libertarian idea?
Yeah.
Do keep as little government?
That really is. That's why Gary Johnson didn't know Aleppo, because libertarians don't think that it's America's place at all to be involved in foreign affairs.
Right.
They're like, although
they don't want to police the world, and they keep on getting sold this idea like we are the world police and all this stuff, and it's like, oh, ease up, we shouldn't be wasting that kind of money. But I guess let's be real here. If we keep, I'd say we could keep our eyes on everything a little bit better and keep the world a safer place. But what's it to us to have to do that all the time? Who are we to say what's right and what's not in another government? It's a tough one.
Yeah, it is.
It's a tough one.
It definitely is. Although I think as American citizens, it definitely skews the way we view the world.
Yeah.
Because we think of Middle Eastern nations as these war-torn countries full of these degenerates that need our help, and we're just so glad that we're not a part of that. But that's not even remotely accurate at all.
No. Nope, that's our cue.
And then that's the cue. Well, thanks guys for joining us on this surprise episode of Another Stupid Podcast.
It's been fun just talking and shooting the shit.
Just bullshitting.
See you later.
Another stupid bullshit. Bye-bye.